The first thing someone thinks about when they're having pain is, why is that, as you said, why does that happen to me? You're trying to resist it, but you're saying embracing it. And for a lot of people, that's a difficult concept to have. How do you embrace pain, especially when it's painful? you know
Well, I think there's two sides to that. There's learning how to have the balance to be able to push through the pain. So I have pain, but I can still function. I can still do this. I can still achieve things. And there's other times of being aware, like, oh no, this pain is at such a level, I need to stop. I need to take a break. I need to rest. And to keep pushing is trying to make your body do more than it has capacity to. It's easy for us to use analogies like you have to put your own oxygen mask on before you can help someone else. These scenarios get used so much, people don't relate to them anymore. So let's talk about if I were to come up on a scene and you're in immense pain, let's say being you're having a panic attack or a gallbladder attack or something like that, how would I treat you? I wouldn't be resisting the fact you're in pain. I'm embracing the fact you're hurting and I want to comfort you. I want to see what I can do to help make that better. Do I need to move you to a different place to lay flat? Do you need some medicine? Do you need some water? Do you need a tissue? Like you start trying to solve the problem, but you don't fight it. You're accepting there's pain. You know that's there. Now, what's the next thing beyond that? Personally, though, when you're in it, again, I think it goes to how you were raised. I was raised very hard driving. So the thing for me was not to complain about pain, not to even really mention it, but to push through and to keep going and white knuckle it. And there's good to that. But when you do it to a point of abuse, which is what I did, you actually make your health issues worse. So, like right now with Lyme disease, when I have a bad day and I have these shock sensations that go up and down my spine, they're really not painful, but they're alarming and they can be happening and make you jittery and anxious. There's times it gets so much like my nervous system just has so much overwhelm, I can't function. I start to shut down,
Mm.
start to lose my ability to speak, find my words, have brain fog. And so I tell myself, I joke, it's time to turn myself into a 2-year-old and take myself to bed and take a nap. And like if I can do a 20-minute meditation or 20 minutes of just laying still and resting, whether I put a mask over my eyes to completely decompress or listen to chill music or whatever, I have a weighted blanket that I'll crawl under that just makes me feel safe and like I'm being held and protected. So, learning what brings comfort to your body and when you need to push through or when you need to like decompress and breathe through it and do some stretches and drink some water and ground, do some grounding exercises or yoga stretches or things to release the tension. When you injure a muscle initially, like say you sprain an ankle or whatever, initially that's so painful, it hurts to move much of anything, right? And you're being very tender with it. But as you start strengthening it, as the week goes on, you actually start forcing it to stretch it past what feels good so that it'll get more limber, right? If you don't do that,
Mm.
you don't stretch past the pain, you actually make your ankle freeze up and it's not going to heal and it's going to have more scar tissue. So again, at the same flip of the coin, if you put too much pressure on that foot and you're trying to walk and go up a hill and climb mountains that you don't have the ability and shouldn't be doing it because it's not strong enough, you can tear a ligament, you can do more damage to your body. So same thing I feel mentally and emotionally. There's times where you can go, look, I can deal with this later. I can cry later. I got to get through this moment. And there's other times you need to stop right now and you need to have that cry. And so I think it's being able to decipher that war that's going on inside of you and why are you fighting it or why are you resisting it or why are you pulling back from it or what would make you pull it close? How can you show it love and acceptance?
Yeah, I totally resonate with that. And I think so. So what you're saying is it's kind of a combination of, one, listening to the signal that your body's giving you, and instead of just ignoring it, which is a lot of times what we do because we just want to move forward, but also kind of accepting it not as a thing that, this is the way it is, and that's how it is, and I can't do anything about it, but accepting it in terms of, this is the situation right now, and how can I move forward with that situation? I always feel like sometimes, there's the pain itself, and then on top of that, we add a bit of a different pain of how we're thinking of the pain itself. And that's not to take away from the pain, the experience that we're having, but it's always kind of like this another level that we tend to add by asking, why is this happening? It's kind of like digging a hole for ourselves, a bigger hole than we already are. But to your point, we can just kind of accept that and find a way to move forward. And that will probably help us move to a better place with better solutions, better options, for all the different angles for us.